Good morning, YouTube. Man, this is a beautiful day out here. Back on the Bollywood Bruiser again. Like I've said before, this is my favorite motorcycle, so it's not like I'm hurting myself by not riding the Goldwing. 77 degrees. It don't feel humid at all for the first time in many months. I actually feel a little bit of cool on my legs while I'm riding. This is nice. So I'm on my way to Harbor Freight right now. I'm going to get a Dremel tool, some wire brushes, some paint brushes, a thermometer, and a little air gun attachment for my air hose. I've got a little bitty air compressor that I bought from AutoZone that I just use to air up tires, really. But I think I can get a little bit of pressure out of that for when I clean up the Goldwing a little bit. Stopping to get gas. You guys always love coming along while I stop to get gas. All right, let's get that gas. Hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. I really appreciate it. Helps us grow. I need a catchphrase or something. Give me a like or a comment below. I really enjoy interacting with folks in the comment section. We're going to go pick up this Dremel tool. I actually thought I bought one a few years ago, but I couldn't find it in my garage. So the generic ones from Harbor Freight are about $25. So while I could spend that $25 on other things, it's not going to break the bank if I go and get one. So with the Dremel tool and the wire brushes, I'm going to clean up a lot of the aluminum parts of the motor on the Goldwing, the things that are exposed, especially right now while I've got everything torn apart waiting on O-rings to come in. What in the fuck are you doing? Georgia, that's why. No, not that Georgia. I'm also getting a thermometer. While my bike is torn apart, I'm going to test the coolant temperature sensor. Now, I'm 99.999% sure that we fixed that problem by fixing the wires that go to the thermostat cooler. But, man, what if I put it all back together again just to find out that things still don't work and have to tear it all back down again to test the coolant temperature sensor. So we're going to go ahead and do that, even though it's probably fine, but we're going to eliminate that as a possibility in case we run into problems later. Well, I tell you what, looking at that bike and how dirty it is and all the places, it sure does look like a daunting task, man. You know, like a lot of you guys, I only get 2 days off a week trying to fit everything in, everything that you want to do, in addition to, you know, editing videos, shooting more videos, spending time with the family, etc. I'm not bitching. I'm just saying it just seems like a daunting task when I'm looking at this tall order of a almost said road glide, of a Goldwing to get back up to speed. We got to get it on the road, man. I feel like you can get into one of these project motorcycles and work on it forever. And there'll always be that carrot on a stick. Like, well, after I get this done, we'll take it on a long ride. And then you do that, it's like, okay, well, after I get this done, then we'll take it on a long ride. At some point, you're just going to have to take it on a long ride to see how it does. What I'm afraid of, I don't have anybody to call, man. I've got nobody to call if something happens. I think doing what I'm doing right now, rebuilding the brake calipers, and then looking at suspension, I think those are going to be the things that I want to make sure are in tip-top shape before I go anywhere. Might be a month or more before I get all that done, but really I'm okay with that. Alright, so we bought all this shit. You know, I have zero storage on the Royal Enfield. I normally wear this backpack around when I ride the Royal Enfield. One, for storage. Two, because my shirt rides up my ass, or rides up my back. I don't like my ass showing. Looks like we're going to get everything in. Did we get everything in? We did. Alright, let's get out of here. Well, with my backpack this full, it feels like I'm carrying one of those minivan roof luggage carriers. This thing, it's not heavy, it just feels really big up there. Oh boy, alright, we're gonna get to the house and start cleaning some of this shit up. Oh, it still feels fucking great out here, man. Woo! Alright, welcome back to the homestead. Nice little ride this morning over to Harbor Freight. I was going to tackle a bunch of stuff today, but I think I'm going to wait for a lot of it tomorrow. I want to get started a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is change this air filter. And normally I wouldn't put such a trivial thing on my video, but I want to show you how ridiculous this air filter is getting to it. It's absolutely insane. So the air filter is under all this, and looking at it, you'd think, holy shit, man, how do you get there? Well, thankfully, this fuse box actually kind of flips down a little bit. Didn't mean to slam it there. These wires are not in the best shape. Pull this little hose out. Okay. It is kind of, you got to finagle it a little bit to get it out, but it does come out relatively easy. Relatively. This filter is heavy. It's nasty. I can't even begin to imagine how long it's been since this air filter has been changed. But we got a new one. I actually got one last week, but in my haste, I ordered the wrong one. Mine, because it has the sensor, needs this second hole on it, and the one that I ordered last week didn't have that. So with that in mind, we ordered this one, got the right one, got the other one on the way back for a refund. It was a $13 air filter I'm getting a refund on, but I had to pay $4 in shipping to send it back. So I mean, $9 back is better than nothing because I don't need any of it. There we go. Push her down with this wing nut. Okay, there's that. Hose clamp hasn't been moved in a number of years, honestly. There we go. That'll be a little bit tighter on there. Yeah, this is really simple. Really simple. Okay, so my plan with my Dremel tool, cleaning off the aluminum covers to the timing belt, not quite going as planned. I'm actually going to return that Dremel tool. I don't think it's what I want to do. After spending a little bit longer on some research, I think I want to get some nylon abrasive discs for my drill, and I'm going to go that route with it. But what we've got right here, this is my thermosensor for the coolant temperature gauge on the dashboard. And the manual says to suspend it in oil and measure it across different temperature ranges and resistances, but I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to be able to get the upper end. I'm going to put some water in here, got the multimeter, and we're going to measure it across 3 different ones of these resistances. This should be a really high resistance because there's no temperature coming. All right, so that's an open right now. Okay.
All right, let's see where we're at here. Put that there. We are currently, I'm expecting around 30 ohms here. Somewhere between 30 and 44 once it settles down. Okay, not bad. So like 47.9. 47.9. At 185 degrees, I'm supposed to have 44 ohms. I think because of the temperature loss from putting it in this cup like this, having 47.8 ohms tells me that it's good. I'm going to wait till it drops down to 140 and read it again. At 140, I should be at 104 ohms. So if I get the right-ish reading on 2 temperature points out of the 4 in the manual, I'm going to call it good. I know that might be a very lazy approach to it. Why is this taking so long? Can we not? This is also a Harbor Freight thermometer, so who knows how accurate this thing is. I'm going to go ahead and put these leads on now because it's taken a while to get there. Unless the thermometer's been calibrated, there's no way to really know. There's 104 ohms at 133. I'm actually going to call that good. I don't know, one, if the thermometer is perfectly right. You know, we're 7 degrees off on the resistance I'm looking for. Also, because the thermosensor is metal, it's not going to cool at the same rate necessarily as the water. So we're going to call that good. I'm going to put this back in the motorcycle. I'm still waiting on parts to come in for the O-rings, but we'll see out there. So when I took this sensor out, I noticed that there was no O-ring or any kind of residue on the threads or anything. I don't know how this thing wasn't just blowing coolant everywhere, but local Honda store doesn't have that O-ring, but it was the 13.5 millimeter inner diameter with a 1.4 millimeter wall. Specific size, but I went to Ace Hardware and I got a 1/2 inch inner diameter with a 1/16 wall, which is really, really close, you know. And it actually fits pretty well. So we're gonna put that back in and hook up the wires, and then I think we're gonna be done for the day, which I really didn't get a whole lot accomplished, but that's fine. Anyway, I think I want to wrap up this video right here. I've got some footage from the other day that I may or may not put together, talking a little bit about some internal shit I've been going through. May or may not put that out, I don't know. But anyway, I do appreciate you coming along. This bike should be running this week with a working coolant temperature gauge. I'm excited about that. And until next time, we'll see you later.